Hey guys, happy Sunday. Hope you're doing good. So it's been a while. I think I didn't get to do this last week, but this week we're gonna get to look into this. Hope you had a wonderful week last week, and this new trading week. Hope you're gonna have a wonderful one too. So if you're new here, welcome. I would recommend you go and check the previous videos to get up to speed on how and what we do here. This is just for educational purposes only. This is my own personal outlook to the market and how the market works from my perspective. Now we're looking to mainly right now stocks because they seem to be more stable and it gives me a lot of more freedom in my day-to-day life because I've been extremely busy and based on that I don't have time to sit down and nurse, FX like I usually do for some of the commodities like I usually do. Uh, that being said, what we're going to do today is we're going to do some quick analysis of the markets. Now, for those that have been here before, you know that we use CO2 reports, we use seasonality, and we use probability. But for the stock market, we use something slightly different. We use insider information to replace CO2 reports, and then we use seasonality to back that up. Probability haven't been designed for the stock market yet, but we will design that as we move along. But mainly what we're doing now, everything is practically automated, which you will see in a second. It's automated that looks for the opportunities for us, and we just have to take the opportunities when it shows it to us. So that being said, I'm going to load an algorithm in the background, and then we should be able to then see, you know, what opportunities we have for this week. So give me a second. I'm just going to run the code in the background. So the code is currently running now, and it's scanning, it's scanning the market, trying to find an ideal opportunity for us to use. And when he finds one, it's going to show up on the screen for us, and then we're going to, see if it's valuable for us to take that asset or ignore that asset, that kind of stuff. Okay, so it's found a couple. As you can see, it's loaded them one by one. Okay, that's not a couple, that's a lot. It's found so many opportunities this week. So we're not going to go through all of these opportunities that's found. Um, oh wow, that's a lot. Yeah. So each one of this blink that you're seeing there, that's a different unique asset, right? That's a unique asset. It's not just the same thing over and over again. So all of this at the top right here, those are different assets. So there's an asset called West, which is telling us to buy from the 20th. It says we should buy this asset. Now, if you know me, I really prefer if I see all three lines, not just one green line. I like to see the 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. This asset is new. This West asset is new. The ticker West is new. So it's only giving us 5 years worth of data. And that isn't sufficient enough for me. But we can check it out and see what West looks like. Okay. Let's look at West. And let's see why it's telling us to buy West. Okay, it's a coffee company. All right, it's telling us to buy West, and we should go in from the 20th of November. I think that was, I think that should have been Thursday. As I said, I want to be 20th right here. As I said, just by looking at it, I want to be going into the point. Let's see why it says we should go into it. This asset is only worth 397 million in terms of in the market. Ah, I see why it's saying we should go in. So a lot of directors are buying this asset, right? The directors are buying it. And if you look at the volume they're buying, they're not buying really heavy volumes, just 100, 200K, 300K. Comparatively, volume from the 19th, they probably bought just slightly over 700,000, right? So, but the entire asset is worth 397 million. So it's not really, it's a drop in the water. It might move up, but as I said, it's only showing me, less than this asset is less than 5 years. So I'm not really gonna touch. I'm not gonna touch this asset. So West is not on the line for me to touch. Something like this, for example, that you can see. You see right here, it has the three lines. So this asset has been there for a while. So it has 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. It's telling us to buy this one. Right, from the 20th as well. And let's go check if we can buy that. So WEN, Right, Wendy and Cole. Okay. All right. You can see the movie's about to happen. They said we should buy on the 20th. If you went in on the 20th, you're already in profit because by the 21st, you already start swinging your direction. What, 1.5 billion? Okay, which is not bad. Why did he say we should do that? Ah, so the chief legal officer and secretary, wait, uh, okay, they're related to, oh, okay. I'm not sure if this is related to, United States president. I'm not sure, but whoever this is has a high power, and they didn't buy much. They only bought $3,000, $4,000 worth of this, and another, you know, 14, $14,000 estimate. Okay, so I'm not touching this at all. So when is also another one that I would not touch, primarily because, um, yeah, the volume is small. If we look at, I mean, if we look at the entire valuation 1.5 billion, if you're buying 3,000, maybe 18,000 in total, it's not worth it. So this asset is out of picture. This one also has 5 years, 10 years, but it doesn't have 15 years. You can manage this, but we have to see why. VTSI. Let's see what VTSI is saying. All right, let's see what VTSI is saying. So VTSI is also saying we should buy, right? We should buy from the 19th, right? So let's say we should buy from here. Right? If you're in this, you're almost in profit at the moment. But why did you say we should buy? This asset is very small. It's only 54 million. I doubt you're going to be able to find the volume. And the same thing happens as well. You can see, this is not a huge amount of volume. This is less than 25,000 volume. So, and the only person buying this is the CEO of the company. So the chief executive officer is buying. I mean, it's a good indicator. The asset is small, but the volume the CEO is buying is very small. So you can tell that this asset, regardless of it might move in that direction, but I'm not risking that. Right. So far, you can see that the algorithm is giving us good opportunities, but what we're looking at is not favoring us. So you still need that human interaction. Now, if we wanted to take the algorithm a step further, for example, we can say, look at the volume. If the volume is not up to a specific percentage or specific rate, for example, it shouldn't even show us that asset to consider in the first place. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, those are improvements that will come as we move forward in the asset. Hmm. So let's look at this one. You saying we should buy this one as well? Uh, VAC, we should buy that from the 19th, exit on 5. I like this because it has all 3. So this asset has been there for at least 15 years. So let's see what VAC is saying. All right, if we see what VAC is saying, let's see if it's really a buy or an asset that's toying with us. So we should buy again when? We should buy VAC. Let me just share the entire screen. So we should buy a VAC on the 19th. Now remember, this is educational purposes only, right? And come out around the 5th of December, right? So 19th. This has 1.7 billion. Look at the volume, right? You can see the volume on that 19. They, you know, they bought on that 19. This person, director, bought on that 19. They're risking 3.9 million of his own money or our own money, right? If you're risking 3.9 million of your money, obviously, overall in terms of market cap is still a drop in the water. It's a very, very small percentage, 1.7%, right? 1.7 billion, and you're only doing maybe 0.3, something like that. It's not even up to 0.3 if I'm not mistaken. 1.7, 1% of that is 17 million. So 0.1%. Yeah. So we're looking at point, point two, point three, off that. Right. Uh, yeah. But you're risking three million right there, and then this other guy also risked 200K, 240K, 250K, right, to go on the long side. And when was that? They did this, they done that before in the 19, which is the exact day we're going to buy this on the 19. If we look at this, right, it's 19. So look at it right here. On 19, you can tell this is when it bought. You can see that volume is pushing up. So this is something we can quickly buy. We can, I mean, if you've been trading for a while, you already see where the exit is, right? If you go in this, you should be coming out around here. Maximum, you should be going around here. So if you're doing options, for example, you can buy a call on this one, and then just, you come out here. So if you're buying a call, whichever way it goes with the premium and everything, you should be able to come out with a decent amount of profit on this. So VAC will be a good asset to look into. Let's look at another one. All right, V is an asset that you found an opportunity in, but you couldn't find an entry on it. So it's already filtered it out. Like, oh, we can't really find an ideal entry, so let's let that go. And if you're looking at this so far, you can see how the algorithm, see how many opportunities the algorithm has given us. Obviously, we have to filter as humans, but it's giving us the opportunity for us not to be going into this asset looking for which one is which every time. Trying to find which asset is going to move in what direction and all of that. We don't need that anymore. Just click a button, it gives us all of this stuff in one go. We go there and then we find it. All right. Okay, so this is it's telling us to sell this one on the 19th and come out on the third, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so sell on 19th, come out third. Let's see what this asset is. It has over 3 years, which is good for me. I mean, that's 5 to 10 and 15. All right, so it's an energy for increasing next. All right, that's already moved. So it moved on the 20. When did you say it was going again? Here's what you sell on the 19th. Yeah, on the 19th was the sell date. Ay, 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 ay. So we should have sold here and then, all right. Why did he tell us to sell? Let's look at this. Okay, wait. Before we look at that, let's look at what's the entire asset worth. It's worth 3 billion, right? 3.03 billion. Ah, you see that. I can see why. I mean, on the 19th, like, wow, the sale has been proposed from 17, then it's sold on the 18, 19, and 20. So 18 sale wasn't that high, 500K, 100K, 150K, 200. But then it proposed 2.3 million, right? Then that came true. If you're looking at this so far, you can see when the millions are in play, right? The asset tends to move towards that direction, even if it's for a very short period of time. It tends to still move towards that direction. You can see right here, 2.3 million straight up, selling that. And that's happened right here. So that's another asset to look into if you want to look at it. That's educational purposes only. So that's another one to look at. And the exit date is on the 3rd. All right, which one is this? 23rd. This is a very small. I don't want to. It's just like 5 days, maybe 6 days. I don't want to really touch that. It's very small like that. Even though everything looks good, this is also another one. It's small, so exit that. It's a small. Yeah, these are just small timelines. I don't like small timelines because anything can happen. Not seeing much. Oh, you see an entry for this, but it's not pointing an exit, which means this is gonna last to the end of the year. You can check it out. That's TAA. But when is the date again? This is still in December. So this opportunity for December. So we don't need this. All right. See this one. SPXC. All right. This is meant to happen on 29th of November. So this is still next week. If I remember, what day are we in now? 29th. Uh, yeah, it's next week. All right, so we don't need this for now. All right, this, as you can tell, it's just one. I don't really like the ones that just have one chart right there, man. But the good thing is, this is tomorrow, literally, 24. You can check it. Let's see what we can find. Just curiosity. And if you paid attention, we've literally analyzed a lot of assets in a very short amount of time. I don't know how long the videos are running for. But sure, you see, this asset is still young, 274 million. The money in this world, man. Right. But you can see the value that they're buying is not really huge volume, man. It's just 137K. I'm not risking anything on that, man. I need someone willing to risk millions, man. If they're risking millions, we can risk millions. Same up, excuse me, same for this one as well. Just it's been around for a few years. One asset that's been there for a while, you know. And the opportunity is not something very tight. You don't have to be in the market all the time. With all of these assets that we're looking at, we're going to see two that looks good. This one might look good too. It's been there for a while. So if we look at 19th, right? So 19th, uh, go up 19th, QVL. All right, so the asset is about 1.6 billion in total valuation, market valuation. Why did you say we should do that in 19? This guy risked half a million, and the CEO risked half a million. It's not really much, man. I don't really like an asset that you really risk a little bit, but we can look into it. I mean, on the 20th, it bought, no, he bought on the 19th, 520th, half a million. And this is telling us to go and win 19. Right? So if we go here, check it on the 19th. Half a million is pushing, you can see it. And it might be already stretched out. I don't know if it's half a million is already stretched out already. So, this is another one to look at, but I want to, the move's already happening, you know? So it's still young. According to this, it's meant to last until December 5th. So it's something I might want to look into or might just want to put them aside. But yeah, that's that. So there's so many more assets there, that you can look at. There's another one, PGN. All right, I'm not gonna check all of them for you and all of that. I can just maybe do one more. Let's just do PGN CY. The 19th cell, it's 7th cell, so PGN. Ooh. Ah. It's a 1.3 billion, man. It's a 1.3 billion asset. What? Ah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So from the 19, right, guys proposed sell the directors. They sold 3 million. This one sold 3 million. Same guy, right? The same guy sold 3 million, then so 4 million. I mean, this is not even 3 million, 3.5, 3.8, 4.8. So if we're not mistaken, that's over 11 million plus right there, maybe even 12 million, maybe 12.1 million, if my calculation is right. About 12.1 million, 12.2 million. All right, let's just say, yeah, 12.2 million, 12.2 million. If you're saying 12.2 million out of a 1.37 billion asset, 1% of that is 113. No, 1% of this asset is 13 million, right? So if 1% is 13 million, in my local language in Yoruba, they say, well, bidakuma move. It means that this asset, there's no way, no way, no way. This asset is gonna move. This fucker is gonna move. Right. So that's 1% of the total asset. You can see that's almost 1% of this asset's total valuation. There is no way on this planet that this asset is not going to move. That's what I'm talking about. Moves like this are more sure than uncertain. Like it says sold on the 19, right? before I even check it on the chart, I want to see when did it file, right? He sold this thing on the 19th, it filed on the 21. Sold on the 20, it filed on 31. It sold on the 21, it filed on the 21. So this guy, right? This guy made sure this asset moved before he filed this asset. Filed it on Friday. It says that before you guys make any money off this, I want to make sure this thing moves, right? So on the 19th, when he sold, he didn't file immediately. All right. So you can see because of this one single guy, that's why this went down. Pushed it down, pushed it down again on the 20th. So what you can see is the down move hasn't look, it sold on the 19th, it sold on 20, sold on 21st. 3 days it sold, right? Similar amount, right? If we look at on the 19th, it sold 4 million, and it sold 3 million and 3 million, right? Or let's say 5 million, 4 million, 3.5 million. They just estimate like that, right? So let's say the 19 move is what we just seen, that big push. Then the 20 move is that other push. There's still at least another 1 day you're gonna see a drop on this guy. This guy is gonna collapse, most likely. I'm not saying it's 100% certainty, but from the volume that is pushing, most likely this guy is going. So remember, educational use only, trade with caution, do whatever you want to do with caution. I'm just showing you what's possible. Right. The tool is showing us all of this. My aim is to see if I can get this tool online for you guys so you guys can be able to interact with it. So every day it shows you new assets that are possible, for you guys to trade. And overall, if we can then fully automate this, that would be great, which is check the percentage and all of that stuff. It takes a lot of cash to develop these softwares, man. They're not easy to develop. It takes a lot of hours and you have to have a lot of secrecy developing them as well. People can't know the strategies and everything and how you're doing it. But quite frankly, I don't really mind. You make money, man. If you can make money, I've shown you most of the strategies anyway. So yeah, so that's that. That's another asset to look into. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in this session. I hope you had a nice one. Stay blessed and inshallah, I'll catch you in the next one, right? Take care of yourself. Godspeed.